Vande Sembhumumapatim Suragurum Vande Jagatkaranam Vande Pannagabhushanam Sashidharam Vande Pasunam Patim Vande Surya Shashanka Vanninayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhaktajana Ashrayancha Varadam Vande Bhaktajana Ashrayancha Varadam Vande Shivam Shankaram. Sorry. Friends, in our literature, there are some terms to be understood. Number one, very often we get the word Rishi. There are many Rishis in this country. What is meant by a Rishi? Who is a Rishi? Rishi, when translated into simple English, Rishi is a researcher. In every walk of life, in every field of study, there are great people who have done research. They have discovered certain truths in their research topics, and whatever discoveries they made, they gave to the public for their welfare. So a Rishi is a researcher. You have so many Rishis. Vasistha is a Rishi who did research in spiritual science. Narada is a Rishi who did research in emotional science. You find Agastya Maharshi who has done research in the weaponry. Vyasa Maharshi is a Rishi who has done research in teaching methodology. Like that, we can have a long list of researchers in this country. All the researchers, once upon a time, if they were successful, they were given the title Rishi. Now, we get PhD. We are entitled to have doctor before our name. In those days, they were entitled to have Rishi before their name. Rishi Vyas, Rishi Agastya, Narada Rishi. You have Rishis. So the simplest meaning, Rishi is a researcher. Point number one. Two, very often we get the word yogi. There are many yogis. Patanjali is not only a Rishi, but a yogi as well. Shuka Brahma is not only a Rishi, but a yogi as well. Who is a yogi? Yogi is a person who does love the society, does the duty impartially without likes and dislikes. A person who rises, simultaneously loves, simultaneously serves, but without any partiality. Advesta sarvabhutanam maitraha karunayevacha nirmamo nirahankara. A yogi does service on account of the love, very intelligently, without getting disturbed, without any selfishness, without any motive like or dislike, impartially renders service for the public welfare. That is yogi. Silently also he may do. There are many yogis in this country. 3. When they serve, that welfare activity in our literature is called yajna. Yajna, wherever you come across that word, you just replace it with welfare activity. Rishis are researchers, Yogis are those people who are absorbed in the self, less service to the society in their chosen field of activity. And 3 is a welfare activity is called yajna. Now, Vyasa Maharshi is a researcher. He wanted to teach the society with his discovery. His discovery is, unless there is divine grace, nothing happens. Providence is essential. God's grace is important. Divine dispensation is the highest. And that is called grace, anugraham, bhagavat krupa. Unless you have that divine grace, nothing is possible. And he wanted to give it to the society. There are very intelligent people, very bright students. They can understand if you give them in a simple formula. E is equal to mc square. Einstein, the great researcher, gave that discovery to the society in a simple formula. Who will understand? Only Sir C.V. Raman will understand. So the rishis give their discoveries, findings in a subtle form, in a nutshell, very briefly, very precisely, very concisely, and that is, in the modern field, E is equal to mc square. And now Vyasa Maharshi discovered a truth. And what is that? Divine grace is essential. Bhagavad Anugraham, Bhagavad Krupa, God's grace. And he wanted to give it to the bright students very sharply, and he has composed Brahma Sutras. They are all his discoveries. And there he says, Paratu Tatsrute. Who will understand? E is equal to mc square, he will understand. And Adi Shankara, a great thinker, could understand, and he gives a wonderful commentary highlighting divine grace. Ishwaranugraha devat pumsam advaita vasana. Adi Shankara says, even to have an inclination towards Advaita, you require Bhagavad Anugraha. Ishwaranugraha devat pumsam advaita vasana. Even the inclination towards Advaita. It is Brahma Sutras. Next, references. He brings 108 references, Upanishads, and he highlights Manayam Atma pravachanena labhyaha na methaya na bahuna shrutena. Unless the Atman chooses to give its revelation, unless God shows himself, you cannot see God. It is his grace. Without his grace, we cannot see him. Without his grace, we cannot go to the temple. Without his grace, we cannot worship. For everything, we require divine grace. A little explanation is given in Upanishads. Next, he goes to Bhagavad Gita, elaborates the same point. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Arjun, I have created this Maya. This is done by me. This is my working. You cannot conquer Maya. You cannot come out of this illusion without my grace. Mam eva prapadyante maya metam tarantite. You fall at my feet. By my divine grace, I will give you moksha. See, 3 layers. Paratu tatsrute, Brahma Sutras. Nayam Atma pravachane labhyaha, Upanishads. And in Bhagavad Gita, he very clearly says, divine grace only is most important. Even then people don't understand. Therefore, he has given an illustration, example, story, and that is our Mahabharata. So what are the layers? First, principle. Next, explanation. 3, elaboration, and in Bhagavad Gita, dramatic presentation. Finally, Udarna, example, story, symbolic presentation, so that everybody in the society understands. In a classroom, if there are 40 people, boys and girls, every student should understand. The talk is wonderful, sir. I don't understand anything. It's useless. You speak in such a way that every student in the classroom understands, including the LKG baby. Everybody in the society, every strata of the society should understand. That is an excellent teacher, and Vyasa Maharshi is that great teacher. Now, last layer is example. To highlight what point? Ishwaranugraham. Unless he does, we cannot do anything. It is divine grace. In Mahabharata, story is given. Rajasuya Yajna. Yajna is a welfare activity, I said. Dharmaraj wanted to perform a welfare activity. First welfare activity is to give Annadana. And next welfare activity is Vidyadana. Next welfare activity is Vaidyadana. Next welfare activity is Jnanadana. All are welfare activities. Jnana Yajna, Vidya Yajna, Vaidya Yajna, Anna Yajna. Everything Yajna is welfare. Rajasuya, royal, highest, best, he wanted to do it. Many people came to be benefited by the yajna. Many patients come to be benefited by the hospital. Many students come to be benefited by the school or college or university. Many people come to a chowdhury to stay, to have food, and many people come to have a glance or listening of the spiritual service. Swami Chinmayananda conducted Jnana Yajnas, many of them. Now people come. When they come, the best person is to serve them. Dharmaraj served them. Whatever they wanted, they gave. For 1 week or 10 days or 15 days or whatever it may be. At the end, all the beneficiaries, all the guests are to be honored. They don't honor Dharmaraj. The giver is blessed, not the receiver. For coming to my house and eating in my house, I am thankful to you. For listening to my lecture, I am thankful to you. That is the culture of this country. Now, Dharmaraj wanted to thank all the guests, all the recipients, beneficiaries. Thousands of them came. And then, who is to be given the first maryada, first thankfulness, first gratefulness? 5 Pandavas. Draupadi went to a corner, discussed among themselves. Thousands of people have come. Who is our chief guest to be honored? Who is our chief guest to be thanked? To be given the first grateful expression? Pandavas and Draupadi thought, discussed and finalized. The only great person, the greatest guest, God, is Krishna. We have to worship him. We have to thank him. They decided. And then they went to Bhishma. Bhishma was an elderly person, aged person, experienced person. Pitamahaji, Tataji, we wanted to worship Krishna. Are we correct? Clarification. You go to the teacher, you go to the grandfather, you go to the elders for approval. Now Pandavas with Draupadi wanted to worship Krishna as the chief guest, thank him, and they wanted confirmation, approval. They went to Bhishma. Bhishma said, you are right. Now Krishna is taken to the topmost position. He was asked to sit in a chair, Draupadi was pouring water. Dharmaraj was washing his feet to worship him. Krishna, Draupadi, Pandavas, Bhishma, they were all there. Then Shishupal stood up. Who is this fellow? In what way he is the best? In what way he is the greatest? There are better people. Is he the senior most in age? There are many seniors. Is he the greatest scholar? There are better scholars. Is he the wisest person? There are more wise people. This boy is a shepherd, a cowherd, a thief, etc., etc. He started scolding. And now, what is to be done? He is obstructing. He is not allowing the worship. Vote of thanks is being obstructed. What is to be done? Then Pandavas again go to Bhishma. Tata, what are we to do now? He is obstructing. Then Bhishma says to Yudhishthira, Dharmaraj, you give the reasons for choosing Krishna as the chief guest. Then Dharmaraj stands up, gives the explanation to all the people. We have chosen Krishna because, point number one, when we wanted to perform Rajasuya Yajna, we had a plan of action. In that plan of action, what are the available responsible jobs? Who are the people to take up those duties? All the works are listed out. Pandavas are 5, Kauravas are 100, Krishna is the special invitee, this is the executive committee, planning committee, implementing a committee before the commencement of Rajasuya Yajna. Bhima said, Anna, don't worry about the mess, I shall take care of it. Arjun said, don't think of the allotment of rooms, accommodation, that I will see. Nakula said, I will take care of their vehicles, drivers, etc. Sahadeva said, I will take care of their early requirements like milk, bed coffee, etc. Duryodhana said, they don't come without anything in their hand. They bring a gift in the name of kind or cash. If it is cash, I will give a receipt and deposit it in the bank. If it is kind, I will give a receipt and put it in the godown. I will be the chief receptionist, Duryodhana said. Like that, one in charge of Pandal, one in charge of the road, one in charge of so many. All the duties are distributed. Then Dharmaraj said, one duty is left. What is that duty? When a guest comes to our Rajasuya Yajna, from our side somebody should go, open the door of the car, the man will come out, he will remove his shoes, we should keep a plate under his feet, wash and bring him. Atidhi Devo Bhava. Guest is God. Who will do this work? Duryodhana said, nothing doing, I won't touch everybody's feet. Arjuna said, Arjuna Palguna Partha Kiriti Bhibhatsa Dhananjaya Sabyasachi MPhil PhD DSc DLit, so many degrees I have, I don't touch anybody's feet. Bhima said, what is my power and these bachas, I won't touch them. Then you know who came forward to touch everybody's feet, wash everybody's feet, welcome everybody to the function? Krishna. Krishna received everybody, washed everybody's feet. He who loves all deserves to be loved by all. He who serves all deserves to be served by all. He who worships all deserves to be worshipped by all. Mr. Shishupala and all the people gathered here, we have chosen Krishna because he loves all. He serves all. He worships all. What is the qualification required to be the chief guest? A man of cosmic love, a person of yajna, welfare activity, service, a person who worships everybody. Then Sisupala did not keep quiet. He went on shouting, quarreling. Once again, Pandavas went to Bhishma. What shall we do? We cannot do anything. It is up to him. It is left to his choice. He has to protect us. He has to save us. Anyatha sharanam nasti. And that is the last sentence of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masuchaha paratu tatsrute nayam atma pravachanena labhyaha mama maya duratyaya. It is by divine grace only things happen. You cannot go to Venkatachalapati without his grace. Avanarulale avantal valangi. Bhagavan's grace is required for worshipping God. Everything is from him. Now, Vyasa Maharshi has discovered a truth. What is that? The importance of providence, the greatness of divine grace, the grandeur of the Bhagavad Krupa. He wanted to say it. For the intellectuals, he said it in Brahma Sutras. Semi-intellectuals, he said it in Upanishads. Still lower level of people, he said it in Bhagavad Gita. Still there are people who do not understand. Then he said, see this story? Sisupala is in us as ahankara, egoism. Krishna is there in us as Atman. Pandavas are there in us as the five senses. Draupadi is there in us as the mind. Bhishma is there in us as intellect. All are there in us. When the Atman is about to be worshipped, when the self-realization is about to come, egoism comes up. When you prepare for the examination, when you get the success, you say, I did not care for the exam. The previous day I went to the cinema, I did not bother, still I passed. Success has many parents. If I fail, God is very angry. We throw the blame on him. Both are done by him. That Sisupala is in us. He never allows us to submit to Atman. He does not allow us to fall at the feet of the Almighty, self-surrender. Why should I touch his feet? Why should I worship him? This is the quality of ahankara, and that egoism is Sisupal. Gopal, the man who loves all, serves all, worships all. And what are the Pandavas? Improved senses, divinized senses, pure senses. What is Draupadi? Pure mind, noble mind, pious mind, chitta suddhi. When the five indriyas with the mind work together with purity, they will be in a position to get clarity. And that clarity or confirmation is given by Bhishma. He is in us as buddhi, as intellect, as discrimination, as vichakshana jnanam, and all the things are ready, but still ahankara will not leave. Who is to be removed? Ahankara is to be removed. Who will remove? Krishna. Darkness is present. Who is to remove the darkness? Light. Where is that light? Krishna. Unless the light comes, darkness doesn't disappear. Unless grace comes, the aham does not disappear. Unless the Atman chooses, the ahankara does not disappear. And Krishna counted. There are many people who criticize God. There are many people who criticize good things. And God is silent. He will count. And finally, when they are intolerable, when they are a disturbance to the welfare of the society, he took up that chakra. He severed the head of Sisupala. Ahankara is removed by Atman. Maya is removed by Mahatma. Ignorance is removed by enlightenment. And Sisupala is killed by Krishna. What a great, profound truth. And 4 or 5 layers of society, intellectuals, for them scientific way of presentation, Brahma Sutras. Not highly sharp-minded people, but they are all very intelligent. For them the Upanishadic statements, a still lower level, a dramatic presentation, Krishna, Arjuna conversation, and then Krishna's presentation. Even then, when we are unable to understand the great Mahabharata story, the great books in this country for the welfare of everybody, one is Valmiki Ramayana, second is Vyasa Mahabharata, third is your wonderful Bhagavatam. These are the wonderful books which are highly symbolic, highly spiritual, highly implementable in our day-to-day life. Having been born in this sacred soil of Bharat, let us imbibe the spiritual tenor of this country. Let us understand rishis, yogis, and the yajna. Let us meditate on Sri Krishna, the great Yogishwara. Asato ma sadgamaya jyotirgamaya mrutyorma amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.